Now it's time for your melanin moment. Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, and it's time for a quick melanin moment. Before I get out of this car, I am exhausted. On my way in the house to get some much needed rest, but I had to bless you guys real quick with this melanin moment. And I do pray that it richly blesses your soul the way God just gave it to me. Here in the year 2021, cars are a lot smarter than they were back when I was growing up in the 1980s and 1990s, and even in the early 2000s. Everybody got a backup camera, everybody's talking to Google, everybody got Bluetooth, and a whole bunch of other features that come with cars. They have made them a lot smarter, and you drive with a little more ease knowing that you got this and you got that. But recently I learned about a feature that I didn't even know my truck had. I was in Walmart parking lot and I saw this car as I'm about to back up. Now I wasn't gonna move because I saw the car in my backup camera, but I wasn't about to move because, like I said, I saw it. But before I could do anything, my car told me that it was going to hit the brakes. I said, I know this car didn't just tell me that I wasn't about to go nowhere when I wasn't about to go nowhere. Did it really just hit the brakes and beep, beep, beep to let me know we weren't going nowhere till this car passed? I was like, what the world? Of course, I looked at my son and I said, did the car just? And he looked at me like, now we both just saw the same thing. So please don't look back here and ask me that. And it just made me amazed at the fact that this car is that smart that not only is the backup camera working, but the brakes know that there's somebody behind me and there's movement. And instead of allowing me to even attempt to brake, it's going to do it for me. As I was thinking about this scenario, it put me in the mind of all of the things that we want to do and accomplish in life, but we think that God is halting our growth or he's stopping something when God is simply pumping the brakes. Now, pumping the brakes means that he's slowing us down a little bit. Some stuff we just not ready for. But it does not mean that God is not going to allow those things to happen. Of course, they're going to happen in his time, but he just got to pump the brakes a little bit. And if you know anything about driving, you know that that's not stopping because you cannot drive on your brake. God is pumping the brakes on some stuff. You know, that relationship that you just got to have a husband. You just got to have a wife. So the first person that come along and catch your eye and got a little conversation, you was all into them and they is all into you. But then they say something and we thinking, wait a minute, I can fix this. But no, that's God pumping the brakes. You ain't ready for no husband. You ain't ready for no wife. And that sure ain't who I sent you. So what I got to do is pump the brakes. We ready for this job because we saw one of our friends get the job and they making all this money and they doing all this, but we don't know what our friend had to do to get that job or what they're doing to keep it. And God is saying that it's not the job I have for you. Who even told you that you was going to need to work for your money? So what I got to do is pump the brakes. My mama Connie used to tell me a long time ago, we sit down and talk, she said, you know, we going somewhere and we getting ready to, getting in the car, going to church or school or work or whatever. And it seems like every single time I'm in a hurry, every light is red. And I'm like, I'm never going to get there. But I had to think about that thing and say, maybe God is keeping me from an accident. So instead of me zooming through all these lights, he's going to make this one red and that one red. God is just simply pumping the brakes. See, we think we ready for stuff. God know we ain't ready for it. We think we groomed to do stuff. God is saying that's not what I called you to do. So he's got to pump the brakes. He's got to slow us down. He's got to prepare us. He's got to get us ready so that we are able to do what he has called us to do. Now, we got our own plans. We got our own things we want to do in life. We got our own goals. We want to see our lives a certain way, but it's all going to be according to God's plan. And if you think that him pumping the brakes is him stopping you from something great, you got to rethink that thing, because every perfect gift comes from him. So I would rather God pump the brakes on any of my plans and any of my decisions than to let me head into something and wreck So the next time you're thinking, you know, why is God stopping me? Think of it like this. You can't drive on brakes. God is just simply slowing you down because he has something better for you. I hope that blesses somebody. Please share this video, like and subscribe to the channel. You guys have an amazing Tuesday. Do what's necessary to keep yourself safe out here in these COVID-filled streets. Put your mask on, vaccinated or not. Pray for me as I'm praying for y'all, and I'll see y'all soon for another Melanin Moment.